This is a story about two different kinds of love, one that looks at the price tag and one that looks at the soul. Here is the expanded story of Rishi, Kirthi, and Kirana. In a busy city, two engineering students named Rishi and Kirthi fell in love. Their worlds were very different. Rishi lived in a small rented room and wore the same few shirts every week because his family was poor. Kirthi lived in a large bungalow and never had to worry about the cost of anything. Despite the gap in their wealth, Rishi loved Kirthi with everything he had. He didn't just love her, he worshipped her. He treated her like a precious child, constantly checking if she had eaten, protecting her in crowds, and pampering her with small gifts he had to save for weeks to buy. To Rishi, love meant sacrifice. To Kirthi, at that time, love felt like a beautiful dream. After 4 years, they graduated. Rishi's hard work paid off, and he landed a job at a good company. However, Kirthi struggled to find a job and spent her days at home. This is where the story began to change. While Rishi worked long hours to build a foundation for their future, Kirthi sat at home scrolling through social media. She saw influencers in expensive cars and friends vacationing in Europe. She became restless. Her mindset shifted from love to materialism. She began to pressure Rishi every single day. "When will you get a promotion? When will we buy a luxury car? My friends are living in mansions. When will you give me that life?" Rishi would hold her hands and say, "Kirthi, wealth is built brick by brick. I am working for us. Just give me time." But Kirthi's heart had turned into a calculator. She didn't want a journey, she only wanted the destination. The obsession with money eventually blinded Kirthi. She decided that Rishi's genuine love was worthless because it couldn't buy a diamond ring today. Without warning, she agreed to an arranged marriage with the son of a wealthy businessman. When Rishi found out, he was devastated. He met her, hoping it was a mistake, but Kirthi's voice was cold. "Rishi, let's be honest. You are a slow person. I want to be rich super fast. You have no car, no big house, and a mediocre job. I don't want to struggle with you." Rishi, with tears in his eyes, said, "I don't have those things yet, but I have a heart that will never hurt you." Kirthi laughed cruelly. "A heart can't fill my bank account. My fiancé is a millionaire. If you are so worried about your future, I can ask him to give you an assistant job." Rishi felt a sharp pain in his chest, but he kept his dignity. He took a deep breath and said, "Thank you for the memories. I hope your money keeps you warm at night. Goodbye." Rishi spiraled into a deep depression. He felt that being a good man was useless in a world that only valued money. He quit his job and sat in silence for weeks. That is when Kirana, a common friend and fellow engineer, stepped in. She had always observed Rishi. She saw his honesty, his work ethic, and the way he treated people with respect. She didn't care about his empty bank account. She cared about his solid character. She sat him down and said, "Rishi, the world didn't break you. A person who didn't deserve you left you. I want to build a life with you, not for what you have, but for who you are." Rishi was scared to love again, but Kirana's kindness was like a healing balm. They married in a simple temple. They didn't spend money on a grand hall or expensive clothes. Instead, they took their small savings and fed hundreds of homeless people. It was a wedding built on ethics and kindness. With Kirana's encouragement, Rishi decided to start a business. He took a small loan and opened a tiny hotel. The first year was a nightmare. He lost money, he was tired, and he wanted to quit. But Kirana was there every morning at 5 a.m., helping him cook and manage the staff. She never asked for a car or a trip. She only asked him to keep going. Because Rishi was an honest man, he never cheated his customers. He used the best ingredients and treated his employees like family. This moral way of doing business slowly won people's hearts. His one hotel turned into 10, then 50. Within 5 years, Rishi became a billionaire. One evening, Rishi was invited as the guest of honor at a massive business summit. He stood on the stage, looking sharp and successful. The host asked, "Sir, what is the secret to your massive success?" The room went silent. Rishi looked at Kirana, sitting in the front row, and then spoke into the microphone. "A few years ago, I was told that my heart was useless because it didn't have money in it. I was left behind because I wasn't rich enough, fast enough. I thought my life was over." He continued, his voice echoing with motivation. "But I learned a great lesson. There are 2 types of people in this world. There are those who want to sit in the shade of a tree that is already grown, and there are those who help you plant the seed and water it every day. Kirthi wanted the shade, but she didn't want to help me plant the tree. Kirana stood in the sun with me and helped me water the dirt until it grew." The moral of the story. Rishi looked at the audience and gave them their 3 final thoughts. 1. Character over currency. Never judge your value by your bank balance. A person with no money but high ethics is a king in waiting. A person with millions but no character is a beggar in disguise. 2. Loyalty is the highest wealth. Don't cry for the person who leaves you when you are down. They were never your partner. They were just a passenger. Value the one who stays when the pockets are empty. 3. The law of harvest. Success that comes super fast through greed often disappears just as fast. Success built on hard work, honesty, and the support of a good partner will last forever. Rishi concluded, "What is gone is not yours. What stays with you is your true empire." Don't chase the money. Chase the person who makes you want to be a better human, and the money will eventually chase you. The entire hall stood up and cheered. Rishi had lost a girlfriend, but he had found a soulmate and built a legacy. And far away, in a cold, lonely mansion, Kirthi sat with her money, finally realizing that you can buy a bed with gold, but you can never buy a peaceful sleep or a heart that truly loves you.